You know exactly what that kid needs. I mean, you've seen it. Maybe it's the student who needs an extra 10 minutes of one on one time to actually get the concept. Maybe it's the kid who would respond to a completely different approach than the one you're required to use. Or maybe it's the student who just needs someone to slow down for them. And unfortunately, there is no slowing down in a room of 32 kids. You know what will work. That's not really the problem. The problem is you're not allowed to do it. I'm Paris Blair. This is video 2 of Impact Without Permission. And today I want to talk about the specific ways the system gets in between you and the kid who needs you most. Let me name 3 things specifically because I think naming them clearly matters. The first is time. You know that one student who needs more of you than the other 29 in the room? Not because you love them more or anything like that, but more so because they need something different to get there. And you have the exact same number of minutes for all 30 of them. There's no version of the school day that gives you what the one kid actually needs. The second is class size. Individualized instruction is not a mystery. You know how to do it. You were probably trained to do it. But individualizing instruction for 30 kids at once isn't teaching. It's more like triage. You're doing your best to meet a room, not a child. And the child who needed something specific gets whatever is left over after the room has been managed. And the third is freedom. This might be the hardest one. You know the lesson that will actually connect with this specific kid. You know the approach. Maybe you've even used it before and watched it work, but it's not the approved curriculum. It's not in the pacing guide. And so you just don't use it. And it's not because you don't know better, it's because you're not allowed to act on what you know. Time, class size, freedom. 3 different walls, and they all do the same thing. They stand between you and the kid who needs exactly what you have to give. I don't think there's a name most people use for this feeling. It's not quite burnout. It's not quite frustration with your job. It's the specific ache of knowing, really deeply knowing what will help and not being able to act on it. That is one of the hardest things for a competent person to sit with. You're not confused about what to do, you're blocked from doing it. It's almost like watching someone you care deeply about being hurt, confused, sad, and you have the solution, but your hands are tied and your mouth is taped shut. If that's familiar, I want you to know that's not a flaw within you. It's more of a flaw in the amount of room the system gives a good educator to actually teach. Before I keep going, I made something exactly for this moment. It's called the Expertise Inventory. It's a free guided worksheet that helps you get specific about the methods and approaches you already know work. The ones you don't always get to use, but that you've seen work on real kids over and over again. Because before we talk about what it looks like to actually use what you know, you do need to get clear on exactly what it is. The link is in the description, completely free. Go ahead and grab it. All right, so here's what I want you to picture instead. What if you got to set the time, not 30 minutes, split 30 ways, but the actual time a specific kid needs so that they can get there, so that they can meet the mark? What if you got to set the group size? Small enough that individualizing instruction is just instruction again and not triage. And what if you got to use the lessons that you know work? That's one that's not in the pacing guide. The one nobody approved because nobody had to. That's not a fantasy. That's what it looks like to build something around your own expertise, outside the walls that currently decide what you're allowed to do with it. Not instead of the classroom, but alongside it. You will be using the same knowledge, the same instincts that already work, just without someone else deciding whether you're allowed to use them. I want to say something clearly because I know what might be running through your mind right now. This is not about leaving your students behind at all. It's actually the opposite of that. The educators I know who feel this most are the ones who care the most, which means walking away from the kids in front of them isn't actually an option they're considering. What they want is a chance to be able to give the kind of help they already know is right without asking for permission first. That's building something alongside your classroom, using your time, your group sizes, your methods, your way. It doesn't take anything away from the students you have now. It just means the next kid who needs exactly what you have doesn't have to wait for the system to catch up to you. In video 3, I want to show you what this actually looks like in practice. Real examples of educators who built something around this exact kind of freedom and what changed for the families they serve. Subscribe so you don't miss it. And before you go, tell me in the comments, which of the 3 ways was it for you? Is it time, class size, or freedom to use the approaches that you knew were right? Because before we talk about what it looks like to actually use what you know, you need to get clear on exactly what it is. So the link is in the description. It's completely free. Go ahead and grab it. Here's what I want you to picture instead. What if you got to set the time? Not 30 minutes split 30 ways, but the actual time a specific kid needs to get there. I read every comment and it genuinely shapes where this series goes. Also, make sure you grab the expertise inventory in the description, and I'll see you in video 3.